So you'd like to know how to get glue off the front of your mosaics, both glass and unglazed ceramic. Well, you're in the right place. I'm Helen Miles and I'm here to teach you all the tips and tricks you need to make mosaics. And for those of you who are interested in knitting, I just thought I'd let you know that my mother knit this. And you can see how amazingly detailed and incredible it is. I think there's quite a big crossover between mosaics and knitting for obvious reasons. And if you're interested in more about my mother, she's on Instagram as JeanMiles8442. I'm going to be using this random sample, which I made earlier, which includes glass and ceramic, unglazed ceramic. So those are the two materials I'm going to talk about in this video. There are two stages when you will notice glue on the front of your mosaic. First, when you're making it, obviously, when you accidentally get some glue on the front and it's still wet. And then after you grout it and realise that there are white blotches, which are where the glue is that you didn't notice. The trouble is with glue and mosaics is that the glue will dry clear, so that unless you clean it up while you're making, unless you see the glue on the front, you're going to end up with a dry film, and it might just be little bits that you won't notice until after you grout. It doesn't matter which glue you're using. This is my favourite glue because it's suitable for outside as well as indoors. But it will also dry clear. So I'm going to start off just illustrating what to do when you inadvertently get little bits of glue on your mosaic as you're working. In order to illustrate this, I'm going to exaggerate what happens when you get glue on the front of your mosaic. So mostly it's a case of just getting little bits on that you don't really notice as you're working. But it can happen that you can get significant amounts on as you work. So I'm just going to dab some glue on now. Oh, these are all the ceramic that I'm doing here. But it's the same with the glass. Before grouting, and after indeed. So this is a patch of ceramic and glass. And the first thing you should do as soon as you see it is wipe it off. So I've got a wet cloth here and I'm just immediately dabbing it off. So that ideally is what you do. Just take it off when it happens. Don't wait because you want to get on with the mosaic. Just give it a quick wipe and get rid of it. Never leave it when you see it on the front, even little bits. Never leave it. Immediately wipe it off. Now I'm going to do that again and leave it on and let it dry. As if you've been working hard, not noticing, and it has dried, and then you go ahead and grout and find that you have a problem. So glue, when you have glue on the surface, does tend to be a bit thinner than this, so maybe I'll thin it down a bit. Tends to be like a sort of little smear. So both on glass and ceramic, because I want you to see that it's the same. Yeah, there we go. So let's just leave that to dry. Not too noticeable, and the more it dries, the less noticeable it will become. And I'll also illustrate it separately with PVA down here. Now it's dry, so as you can see, the glue is virtually invisible. Both the PVA down here, you can just about see it on an angle. You can see there, that's the PVA. And the Titebond up here. So if you're not paying attention, that will just dry and you won't realise it. And then when you grout it, you'll see immediately that glue has been left on the surface. Once it's dried, in theory, you could try and wash it off. But as you can see, it's very, very difficult to see where the glue is. But the PVA will come off with a little bit of, this is just one of those kitchen things. So it's not terribly abrasive. And there it is, more or less off. So you just dry that and then grout it. But this stuff, the Titebond, is not going to come off just by rubbing it. You can see, it's kind of difficult to see under the camera, but it's still very much there, whereas the PVA has gone. So now I'm going to put a little bit more PVA back on here, and I'm going to grout the whole thing to show you what glue on the top of tiles looks like when it's grouted. Okay, that's all grouted, and I've discovered something really interesting which I didn't know. I never use PVA because, as I said, I like to use glues which are suitable for outside because you never know where your mosaics are going to end up. And the PVA has just washed off. There's no sign of it on the surface of the tiles there. My Titebond II, however, has left blotches, and it's these blotches that I'm very used to seeing when I'm teaching, because people don't notice that they've left glue on the surface, including me, and then we end up grouting and finding that little bits are left, which make the mosaic look dirty. It's hard to tell quite so well on such a colourful mosaic, but I hope you can see the little blotches. So all you need is a razor blade. It's quite nice to have one of these single-sided razor blades so you don't have to worry too much about your fingers. And gently remove the glue. It will just come off like that. It can be quite fiddly, but as long as you persevere, it will come off. So there we go. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, then please subscribe below. Thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. I don't know if you realise, but YouTube pays according to the number of people who watch, and we get a tiny little slice of the advertising money. So it's very important to me, and I really appreciate your if you subscribe, you like, you comment. All of those things really help. So thank you for watching.